Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be going over how my opinion of Acrid has changed now that I played her as a ranged character instead of a melee. In the video's description, I'm going to post the video I used to pretty much watch how to get her kit right this time. So first off, you're going to want to switch the skill set, which is pretty much the passive, from the original one to the alternate being Blight. It just does more damage over time with the ticks of damage being 20% to 60% over time with 5 seconds. So you really need that. It kills things much quicker, and killing things is obviously a good thing. Next up, we got the primary attack. The primary attack is the only one in the game of so far that I know that you can cancel and make the attack go faster, much faster than what was originally intended. It's a 3-hit combo, and if you cancel on the first attack or second attack, you can re-loop it into the first attack and second attack, and it makes it go extremely fast. You do this by holding down the initial attack or the attack button, and then you just sprint. You press the sprint button after you see the first attack or second attack go through, and it loops it. It's hard. It's kind of easy to execute when you're not hitting something, but when you hit something, it's a little bit challenging. I'll say that. At least for me, it was. Learning it anyway. Next up, we got the special, and what you're gonna want to use is the spitting one. It hits Wisp, it hits flying enemies, and it does damage, a little bit of damage over time. It's more useful than the crunch, I'll say that, because you can just hit flying enemies, hit ground enemies, and it does more damage. You can hit bosses, so it's nothing really crazy, but it's there. It does more damage. The utility is cool with this character because you can jump in and out of battles pretty quickly, and you have 2 charges, so you can just jump, and when you slam down, it does a pool of acid, and it stuns. It stuns anything inside its range that's not a boss. So the utility, in my opinion, is really good. You don't get iframes, but how you build this character is mostly being a ranged tank, so you don't really need to have iframes. You just have to have health regen. And that comes through items. Your ultimate is really solid. You basically spread the plague through up to 20 enemies. I would recommend, for my playtesting, to hit the enemies on the ground first, and then travel up to the flying enemies, because if you hit the flying enemies and they're too far away from the ground enemies, it won't travel to the ground enemies. So for everything I've tested, you really want to hit the ground enemies first. But the ult, I think, is one of the best crowd controls in the game. It doesn't kill instantly, but if you ult into them and then use your utility to jump on top of them, it pretty much takes out any weaker enemy in like pretty much that combo alone. Next up, we got the items. Really, all you're going to need for this character is a bunch of proccing items like ukulele and rockets, along with razor wire, because you don't have a whole lot of defense. So what you can do is, whenever someone hits you, or an enemy hits you, you can do damage back to them, killing them faster, resulting in you staying alive longer. For white items, you're going to want medkits and topaz as your primary 2 white items. Particularly, you probably would want Monster Tooth, maybe, but I think Teddy Bear could cover for that, and then maybe a few attacking items like gasoline to get another stack of blights on the enemies. For lunar items, I would really recommend Visions of Heresy. I think replacing the primary is going to be a must-have for this character later on, because if you do that, you can pretty much make, instead of having any functionality of a melee character, you replace that to be a completely ranged character, and you're just throwing spitballs at people or enemies, and then you're throwing the plague at enemies as well as shooting them with needlers from Halo. And then you just run away whenever you need to, or you do some damage with splash with your little acid stuff, but you really don't even need to get close if you have Visions of Heresy. There's another lunar item, I don't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it doubles your health over time or increases your health pool over time. That one's good for just building the tank build. But overall, the tank ranged variant of Acrid is very good. It's much, much better than syringe melee. So I would rank this character as a low B. I don't think the damage output is still there in comparison to a lot of the higher tier characters, in my opinion. But I think for anyone who learns how to play this, in my opinion, kind of simple character to play, it's probably like a low B. I think if you're playing with friends, it could be very useful. But if you're playing by yourself, I feel like eventually the game's just going to outscale you. Anyways, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Bye.